Today we have Miss Marina Rocha, a current parent of a 4-year-old child who speaks the Tex-Mex language. In this interview, Ms. Rocha will tell us her views on the language and how her daughter acquired this language. Question number 1. Can you give us some background of your experience regarding the Spanish language?
My background in Spanish Tex-Mex language I grew up in Corpus. My family is from La Moreno, Jalisco. My parents taught nothing but 100% Spanish. I didn't get to learn English till I was about 6. So I introduced myself with mixing Spanish and English at the same time.
Okay, question number 2. How did your daughter pick up the Tex-Mex language?
Well, my daughter picked up Tex-Mex language through my husband. Speaks 100% all nothing but Spanish, and I speak to her all nothing but English. So she collabs. She speaks both Spanish and English together sometimes. So she did pick it up really well.
And I believe that that's the best way to learn to be a bilingual or a fluent bilingual is when a parent speaks nothing but one language and the other one speaks the other language. Like, that's the best form of a 100% bilingual student. 3, what are cultural customs that you feel come with your heritage or that you are familiar with and that others don't know about?
Our cultures that others don't have familiar about is,
for example, the mande that you were talking about?
Yes, my daughter says to my husband mande, and to me she'll be like que. Well, that's the way I taught her que to tell me que.
But her
dad teaches her the right way of speaking Spanish.
The way he was brought up to say mande. What other things that you say you celebrate?
We celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is which goes a lot of festivals in Mexico. We also celebrate el 16 de septiembre, which is el grito del presidente, which is the independencia de Mexico. We also celebrate bautizos. We celebrate as well Christmas with all the culture of tamales, pozole, buñuelos. And she's really taking it serious about Mexican food traditions.
Number 4, can you give examples of language differences in the Tex-Mex language compared to the Spanish taught in schools?
Yes, my daughter comes up with saying refrigerator is hielera, and refrigerator is usually saying refrigerador. She also comes up to saying I'm gonna color, but she says it voy a colorear, which the right word is also pintar. She could also say,
and when she said hielera, a hielera in English is a cooler, but she knows it as a refrigerator. And that happens in so many other words that right now we probably can't think about, but there's so many other words that we mix match and we just add the English form into the Spanish form. Number 5, what do you think the percentage is currently of the Tex-Mex speakers in Texas?
The current percentage that I think it's about 60 to 70% in Texas.
That speak
Tex-Mex. Most of the people don't even know what Spanish is about. You won't find people speaking Spanish as fluently like now. Like right now, you could probably go to a convenience store, they won't even know. They'll probably need someone to translate you the Spanish or the English to speak it in English instead of Spanish.
And there's so many people that understand it or sometimes understand it, but they cannot speak back to you in the Spanish language, whether it's Tex-Mex or just the correct Spanish. And the last question, which is my favorite, how important is your own language for you, and why is it important to who you are today?
It's really valuable nowadays, my Spanish that I have and my English, because I get to help out people to translate it in many situations, either doctors or convenience stores or people that you might not even know need your help to speak Spanish nowadays. They also probably need a translator to translate the Spanish into English for them to understand what you're telling them about.
And give me the example that you were saying that you had to be a translator for.
Yes, in this situation, I had my daughter at a pediatrician. We were going for a checkup, and her doctor actually pulled me out of the room to go ahead and translate English to Spanish because the mom of one of her patients was nothing but Spanish. and I did her the favor, and I felt so valuable that moment. Like I was like, I need to be in this.
Like you were needed for something that somebody else couldn't do, but you can. Thank you very much for being here, and let's try to keep this language alive. And those of you that speak Tex-Mex, keep it up. And we appreciate her time. Thank you.